Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to lecture number 32. In this lecture, we are going to start with chapter 6 of our NCERT book, that is Staffing, or unit 6 of Dr. R.K. Singla, that is again Staffing. So, first of all, after discussing the two major functions of management, that is planning and organizing, the next step in the management process is to fill the various posts provided in the organization. So, this is termed as the management of staffing function. So, basically, filling the vacant posts, various posts in the organization is known as staffing. So, in simplest terms, I can say that staffing is putting people to jobs. So, what is staffing? Staffing is putting people to jobs. It begins with workforce planning and includes different other functions like recruitment, selection, training and development, promotion, compensation, and performance appraisal of workforce. So, this is a very important aspect. So, not only putting people at job, staffing not only includes people putting the workforce into jobs, but it also includes recruitment, it also includes selection, it also includes training, development, promotion, compensation, performance appraisal of workforce. In other words, staffing is that part of the process of management which is concerned with obtaining, utilizing, and maintaining a satisfactory, and satisfied workforce. So basically, it is related to putting people at job. This is what staffing means. That putting the right person at the right job is what staffing means. Today, staffing may involve any combination of employees, including daily wagers. It may include consultants. It may include contract employees. So, staffing recognizes the importance of every single person who is employed by an organization, as it is the individual worker who is the ultimate performer. So, basically, the function of staffing is concerned with each and every individual worker, whether he is a consultant, whether he's a daily wager, or whether he's an employee on contract. That doesn't matter to the function of staffing. Basically, it looks into the importance of each and every individual for the organization, because it considers that each and every individual plays an important role in achieving the objectives of the organization. So basically, staffing has been described as the managerial function of filling and keeping filled the positions in the organization structure. So, and this is a very important part of the staffing, meaning of staffing. Under meaning of staffing, you will write that staffing includes, it is described as the managerial function of filling and keeping filled the positions in the organization structure. Right? So, this is what staffing is. So, it is a managerial function of filling and keeping filled the positions in the organization structure. Right? So, this is what staffing is. Now, in the new enterprise, staffing function follows the planning and organizing functions. After, what is planning? I have already told you what is to be done, how it is to be done, and when it is to be done, and what it is to be done, by whom it is to be done. That is what is planning. And organizing is making a harmony between the different sources, so that in order to achieve the desired goal. So that is what organizing is. So once planning and organizing is done in an organization, the third step in the organization is staffing. That is filling and keeping the filled positions keeping the positions filled in the organization structure. That is what staffing is. So staffing also includes recruitment, selection, training and development, promotion, and you can say compensation and performance appraisal of workforce. So basically, staffing is mainly concerned with the workforce of the organization. So this is what I'm trying to explain, that in the function of staffing. So you have to write the meaning of staffing very clearly, that staffing can be described as the managerial function of filling and keeping filled the positions in the organization structure. So you have to write in your notebooks this definition of staffing, and then you will write that staffing not only begins with the workforce planning, but it also includes, it not only begins with the workforce planning, but it also includes different other functions like recruitment, selection, training, development, promotion, compensation and performance appraisal of workforce. So these two things you have to write in your notebooks. That is, under meaning of staffing, you will write, first I'm going to repeat it again, that staffing has been described as the managerial function of filling and keeping filled the positions in the organization structure. Then you have to write in the next paragraph, it begins in simplest form. You can in the next paragraph you will write, in simplest form, staffing is putting people to jobs, right? It begins with workforce planning and includes different other functions like recruitment, selection, training, development, promotion, compensation and performance appraisal of workforce, right? So this is what the meaning of staffing is. Now moving on to the features of staffing, which are not given in your NCERT book, but I am going to cover the features because this is going to make the topic more clearer. So I am covering this topic from your R.K. Singla, and you have to do this topic. By doing this topic, the meaning of staffing will be clearer to you, and it will be easy for you to cover the other aspects of staffing in the coming topics. Okay, now what are the features of staffing? First is, it is related to human beings. As I have already told you, that staffing is keeping the filling and keeping filled the positions in the organization structure, or staffing is putting the people to jobs. So it is basically concerned with human beings. Then second, it is a separate managerial function. Yes, of course, planning, organizing. Then third is staffing. It is a third important function of management, that is staffing. Then third, it is essential at all managerial levels. Yes, it is true. It is important for top level management. It is very important to put right people at right jobs, at top level also, at middle level also, at lower level also, at the platform area also. So it is required at all managerial levels. Then fourth, related to social responsibility, because staffing deals with human beings and man is a social animal. Since it is connected with human beings, the social responsibility of this function is born. In order to discharge this responsibility, the managers should take care and be impartial while going through the allied functions of recruitment, selection, promotion, etc. Right? So it is basically a social responsibility of the organization, right? Because it is concerned with human beings, it is concerned with the workforce of the organization, and since human being or man is a social animal, so it is a big social responsibility. Then next is effect of internal and external environment. Yes, the performance of staffing is definitely affected by internal and external environment. We have already studied internal and external environment in the chapter business environment. The internal environment of the enterprise includes policies connected with the employees like promotion policy, demotion policy, transfer policy, etc. So if as a matter of policy, the vacant posts are to be filled up by promotion, the employees already working in the enterprise will have the opportunity to reach higher posts, and people from outside will be appointed only on lower posts. In this way, the internal environment of the organization affects the function of staffing. So similarly, the external environment, which includes government policies and educational environment or other points of external environment, also affects the process of staffing. So this is all for features of staffing. Now let's move on to the importance of staffing. This topic is covered both in R.K. Singla as well as NCERT, but I am covering this topic from Dr. R.K. Singla, but do go through this topic from NCERT also, because in R.K. Singla it is more clearer, it is given in points. So I'm going to cover this topic from Dr. R.K. Singla. So importance of staffing, as you already know the meaning of staffing. So I hope the importance of staffing will be very much clear to you. First is, it is helpful in discovering and obtaining competent persons, because as I've already told you, it is staffing is putting people at jobs. So what do you do? You discover and obtain competent personnel. Under staffing, latest techniques are used for recruiting and selecting the employees. As a result, it becomes possible to search for and to select able employees for different posts. Under the process of recruitment, search for employees is conducted, and through selection they are selected, right? So next is helpful in better performance. Through the medium of staffing, right people are posted at right places, means right person at right job. So thus suitable people are selected, keeping in mind the importance of organizational posts. As a result, it increases the efficiency and effectiveness of employees. So I hope you have understood both these points. Then third is helpful in continuous survival and growth of the enterprise. Yes, very true, because every enterprise aspires for its continuous growth and survival. Do you agree with me? Not? If you will open up a business tomorrow, you will definitely aim or aspire at its continuous survival and growth. So this is only possible when your human assets are of supreme quality. If the people working in the organization are not of supreme quality, and the aspiration of an enterprise, this aspiration of an enterprise of continuous survival and growth can only be filled if the human assets are of supreme quality. That is, you can say it can only be filled through staffing. Okay, this is the third importance of staffing. Now fourth is helpful in optimum utilization of the human resources. Yes, very, very true that staffing helps in the optimum utilization of human resources. That means putting the right person at the right job, so you can take out the best potential of your workforce, because you have put the right person at the right job and at the right time. So it is actually helpful in having the optimum utilization of the human resources. Then last is helpful in improving job satisfaction and morale of the employees. Again the same thing, right person at right job. A person who is capable of doing a particular thing is given that particular work. Suppose I am good in finances, I am given the finances work, so I will be, my best potential will come up. Will have job satisfaction. My morale will be high. If suppose the second person is very good in marketing, he doesn't like sitting and doing finances, he likes going out, he likes to interact with people, and organization gives him the part of marketing. So of course his morale will be increased, and it will also help in improving the job satisfaction, right? So therefore staffing helps in improving job satisfaction and morale of the employees. So I hope I'm going to stop here. And today we have covered 3 topics of the chapter staffing. That is meaning of staffing, very clearly I have discussed. Then I have covered features of staffing, and then I have covered importance of staffing. So all these 3 topics, you will make the notes in your notebooks, and then we will meet tomorrow. Yes, students, I would like to tell you that certain topics are deleted from your syllabus, and I'm going to send the deleted part of your syllabus on the WhatsApp group. No chapter is deleted as it is, but certain topics in between the chapters are deleted. Don't worry, whatever we have covered till now, if it is deleted, you don't have to panic, because knowledge is more important. Sometimes to gain knowledge is more important than marks. So moving on with this strategy, we have covered certain points which are deleted. So don't worry, that is going to add to your knowledge for the long run. Okay, thank you and have a nice day.